Pranams, everybody. Welcome to today's session. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, today we have this preparatory for Paravani, tomorrow's webinar. This session is open to all. It's a free session open to everybody. So we have heard this word often about Paravani, and we know more or less about it also. But today we are just trying to understand a little bit deeper on what it really means, because most of the time what we hear, they've just become concepts and some kind of teachings. So you can maybe not penetrate deep beyond what you believe. It can become just a belief. Most of these things, like for example, if I say Mantra Maheshwara, which is the theme of this webinar is that only Mantra Maheshwara, because it's coming from Shiva Sutras. Paravani, that state which is Shiva himself. Mantra, that state of vibration which is Shiva himself. Those states these are. So when we say Mantra Maheshwar, for example, what comes to this mind? That mantra itself is Maheshwara. Who is Maheshwara? Shiva. So how would we identify this when we say Mantra Maheshwara? If you just contemplate a little deep, what has this word Mantra Maheshwara done to our lives? It's not the first time we are hearing this. Mantra Maheshwara is very common in the Vedic talks. Many of the masters also talk about Mantra Maheshwara, that Shiva himself is mantra. Usually, if you see, mind will associate Shiva as that mantra. Who Shiva? Some personality, some identity. And that Shiva itself is wrong, because it's some concept in your head. The moment you say Shiva, a picture appears, a concept appears. What have been told to you multiple times, that is your Shiva. So you'll identify your Shiva with that mantra and say this mantra is that Shiva. Now this becomes a belief and this becomes a concept. So you are not able to go beyond it. All life we will be just thinking it is that Shiva only which is mantra. Whereas Shiva Sutras go very deep beyond all this. And for that we say a level of sukshmata needs to be done. These all we will be doing very deeply in level 2 retreat in Tiruvannamalai, because you guys are ready for it. You've done so many webinars, so many sessions, so many retreats also, because this retreat is not open to the level 2 is not open to newcomers. It is for those who have done retreats before. So you can see the level of work that people have done. And I am interested to talk to them, because without intensity, you cannot do so much. Without grace, you cannot chase your spiritual journey like this. You need grace to even chase your journey. That intensity, that seriousness which is there, the depth of what you want to do, that cannot come without grace. We do not understand this, because we mix our suffering into that. We are with the believers that if grace comes, there should be no suffering. This is a bullshit belief. So many of us don't understand, or we underestimate our own journey. We don't see how grace gives us as an opportunity which millions don't have. That opportunity millions don't have. What few have. Now we have to identify and say why few have these opportunities, why few get these deep desires, why few are able to chase. It's not about you chasing it, it's about something mystical that is making you do it. Without that making you do it, you cannot simply get into it deeply. Advaito Asanam Ishwar Kripa. Avadut Gita, verse 1. Same. But because the mind also is active and then it brings accountability of your so called sufferings and your wailings and your cryings. So you think you're unfortunate or somewhere you're not on the path yet. I count it very differently. I see the people who are chasing spirituality despite all their troubles, they are special beings because troubles are easy enough to shoo you away from the path. Simple reasons are enough. Why I'm not able to do my practice, why this is there, oh, so much of trouble, this is there, that is there. You don't understand. There is so much of trouble. Array, I see some people are so troubled and still they are persistent on the path. That is Ishwar Kripa. Never take that for granted. So for me, that becomes an eligibility where I see an eligibility for someone because if you're persistent, come what may, such souls are ripe enough to understand higher truths, deeper truths. Who can stay firm without being blown away by the wind of your beliefs? What happens normally? One belief is threatened in my mind, I run away. I cannot sit. So I keep a watch on literal movement, even if it is free sessions or whatever. I am aware of how many can digest it and how many are still shocked and stunned to hear new. They are simply not ready. So I'm not interested to talk anything deeper to such. Not that they're doomed or this is a kind of bad behavior towards them or it's just bad to judge them and all those things. It's not about that. It is simply, it will not work. How much ever deeper you go, it will not work only. It's not going to work at all. So there, I see seekers. In all these 25 years, I've seen seekers. One little wind, they're gone. Some will stay, but some who stay still stay means what? Stay on the path. Stay with the pursuit of the truth. That is what I mean by stay. They are still chasing the truth. So some can get uprooted when deeper winds come, which challenges their more comforts and all their old beliefs and concepts. No, very difficult to leave all that. Till here, ठीक है, but अभी आप हद से ज़्यादा बोल रहे हो. Till here, my ego can handle it. But beyond this, you're talking something which will devastate my whole life. I better get out from here. So these these seekers have a lot of time yet. अभी हुआ नहीं है. There's still a lot of experiences to come, a lot of learnings to happen, and ultimately you'll come to that. This only, you'll come to this truth where you simply are easily able to digest the truth without being offended. Many feel offended. Those who feel offended, how can we talk higher truths? Because that will create more offense in you. Who's getting offended? The ego gets offended, the spiritual ego, because it thinks it knows a lot of things. It doesn't know anything. It is simply a parrot. It has stored all teachings from here and there. It has not even dared to experiment with it. It is simply believing on somebody's borrowed. I trust someone, I love this someone, and I listen from here, I take from there, and this is my favorite subject. So I gather all that and I sit, and then I call, I know it all. So when the moment comes where you have to blow your gathered wisdom based on beliefs, how will you blow it? You experiment. You use your intellect, go deep into it, investigate every single belief, and come to the point that until I experience, until I know this truth, I'm not going to anymore sit with a belief. These are mumukshu guys. These are people who are ready for the final plunge. That doesn't mean they will not have challenges in life. They will have. Prarabdha will keep running at the same time. But the intensity becomes so strong now, come what may, I am sitting with that truth and I'm ready to go deeper. For such people, the higher truths are easier. And that is where we talk about without resistance, we can simply share and it will get absorbed. Otherwise, you share something and then there will be one eyebrow will raise up. And then you have to sit convincing that because without convincing, you cannot go further. Until you digest that truth, you cannot go deeper and do some research. So if you're in that kind of zone, why would somebody break their head and try to convince you and waste the whole time and energy and time of self and yourself and others' timing? It's very precious. So we usually look at those who have digested, who have experimented, and who are now जानने वाले मानने वाले नहीं है जान चुके हैं एंड जो जानते हैं मान्यताओं को फेंक देते हैं वट एवर दे हैव बीन बिलीविंग नाउ दे इन्वेस्टिगेटेड इन दैट विच दे नो it is in my experience they catch that which is not in my experience they throw it away or they keep it pending let me check but I'm not going to embrace that truth such is the path as you go deeper it becomes very stringent you come to a zone where you have to even drop all your teachings that is the last threat that the spiritual egos will have because how much ever you discard things there will be still some concept that you are holding very dearly because that is life for you जिंदगी उसी पर टिकी है because you leave that you become lifeless you don't know what to do so there is still time for that so the journey continues the evolution continues you will see this as you go deeper and you listen like for example tomorrow's webinar is deep again there also the mind will challenge a lot of things it will not settle down very easily because some guy with a plain clothes is talking something what great rishis talk about वो ऋषिज ने तो ऐसे नहीं कहा from wherever I've got it from saints and all that they don't tell it, "Well, this guy is telling that." So there is a large room for doubt when we are in plain civilian clothes and that's good that's a good filter so we say investigate everything actually when you go to that zone where nothing matters spirituality is not based on anybody's teachings spirituality is absolutely not based on anybody's teachings because all those who have taught you have taught what they learned they are educating you only they cannot reveal the truth through any teachings truth has to be investigated by you they will only give you guidelines those guidelines if you take as teachings and the final word you will be stuck after a certain level you cannot go beyond it so no concept no beliefs no conditions no philosophy no theory at that stage when you reach then nothing matters to you. Neither the teachings matter, neither Shastras matter, neither your Vedas, Upanishad matters, neither your God philosophies matter, your conditions matter, neither your paramparas matter, neither your sadhanas and practice. Nothing matters at that zone. It is simply an experiential understanding of the reality. Neither your clothes matter, neither your tilakas matter. This is all very far. All very far from these zones. I mean, बहुत time है. A lot of work is there to scrub all that. So when you are simply empty, when nothing can threaten you, एक भी spiritual धमकी आपको affect नहीं करेगा. Spiritual धमकीज are there, which is coming from your own conditions. अभी तक सीखा है. Do's and don'ts, reward and punishment. ये किया तो reward मिलेगा, पुण्य मिलेगा. ये किया तो punishment मिलेगा. I will get punished. If it is based on that, it's far away. Because when these two things are there only, you cannot give up all this. You are all catching of this, catching of all the teachings is coming only from greed and fear. So if greed and fear is removed out, there is no point in holding it. You are in the experiential reality. So wherein you are in that kind of a state is the only state where you can receive higher wisdom. Because till then, you are polluted with so many teachings, including this. This also is a level of pollution only. Whatever talks, whatever we do, it's a level of pollution. It's not the purity. This is only to guide you. This is only to guide you to experiment and work and find out that truth with these guidelines. These are all guidelines. Don't take these also as ultimatum. There's nothing called ultimatum. Nobody can give you ultimatum from outside. They can maybe probably help you go a little closer to make you experience by your own experience. Nobody can give you experience from outside. They can make you ready for that, but that also is your work only. So that your work, what I'm telling only is what you call as free will. That's your will, your wish. Whenever you wish, it will happen. Now you will say, what are you telling free will? You told the divine will is higher. Yes, you have a free will, but on that is divine. Through divine will only your free will happen because your karmas, based on your karmas only, all these things happen. All your journey, whatever goes on. So you might take a decision on the sukshma level. Mind is sukshma. Gross. Body is stula. All this world is stula. All this is all gross. To get something in the gross, you have to act gross. You have to go and do action, karma. And the bhoga, it's all physical. You do something, you get something. All those things are there. But before doing that, something higher tells you to, that's your mind. Sukshma Sharira. So first it happens in your Sukshma Sharira, your mind, which is called free will. You use your my mind. Should I go and do this work? Should I do that? Should I not do this? You decide. Do I want this? Do I not want it? Your mind decides. Sukshma Sharira. Based on that mind, Sukshma Sharira, your Stula Sharira goes on and works. Ichha Shakti, Sukshma level. Kriya Shakti, Kriyaman, Kriya Kand. The Kriyas that happen is your physical body. So these two are interrelated. That is where your free will is. Your mind, your decision, your choice, we say. You want to run or you want to sit. You want to do it half-heartedly. You want to do full-heartedly. You want to just touch and taste or you want to devour it. It's all on your mind level. How developed your mind is, how pure your mind is. The purer, the deeper you go. So, Sukshma. That's your mind. That's your free will. Your free will acts from there. So that is why I say your wish, your will. Whatever you want, you do. However you want, you do. It is up to you. It is not up to anybody else. But then सूक्ष्म शरीर के ऊपर एक कारण शरीर, causal body, that is the cause why your mind thinks that way. Now you're talking about free will. Oh, it is my wish, but I'm not able to do it even if I want. So something is controlling my mind also. Something makes me do things which even my mind doesn't want to do. Sometimes I take decisions which I know is not in my good, and I end up taking decisions and Kriyaman, okay, I go and do that act also. So these are different levels of understanding. Stula Sharira is for the ignorant, those who are not awakened. I am the body syndrome. They know nothing. That is Pashu Tulya. Pashu Bhav, that is called. When you are only identified with I am the body and no other identity, that is called Pashu Bhav. When you are identified with the self, that is called Shiva Bhav. There are only two kinds of Bhav, Pashu Bhava and Shiva Bhav. Shiva Sutras. Pashubhava simply means I am the body, existence. Now you check and see from morning to evening how much am I in Pashu and how much in Shiva. You will see I am mostly in Pashu only. याद ही नहीं है कि मैं शिव हूं. याद है तो भी concept है. And that concept is dangerous. It will not help you. Because when you say मैं पशु नहीं हूं, मैं शिव हूं, I am Shiva, I am not an animal. You are still not free. You are not free. Because that is not your experience yet. It is just an intellectual knowledge gathered from somewhere. Interesting knowledge. I am Shiva. I am not the body. I am the soul. Shivoham. I am Shiva. Keep singing. Singing se kuch nahi hona. After the song ends, you are into your miserable state again. So that is not what we are calling Shiva Bhava. Knowing or thinking about it's not Shiva Bhava. Knowing is again, I would call that ignorance only. Because just knowing, I am Shiva. Where is your Shiva? In the skies. What does he look like? He looks like this. He sits on the mountain. He has Trishula. He has third eye. He opens up. He does this. He does that. That is, if you say that is I am Shiva, that, then you are still in ignorance only. I don't see that as rising above Pashubha. So please see this. Ye hajam nahi hoga, what I'm telling you. So we think no, no, no. I'm not in Pashubhava. I know I'm not the body. Ye knowing se nahi hota. Because that's a concept. That's a belief. So do you mean that only those who are Hindus, for example, or following one particular religion or scripture, only they are Pashu Bhava and Shiva Bhava? Because you know about Shiva, can you say you are free and a Muslim or a Christian or a Buddhist, they don't know anything about Shiva? So they are all in Pashu Bhava? I disagree. I have seen people who don't have information about Shiva Sutras also are in Shiva Bhava. It is not your scriptures that will give you mukti. It is the experience of what is shown in that scripture. Yes, the experience. Don't go run behind the knowledge. Knowledge is only guidance. Knowledge can make you more arrogant, mind you. I've seen so many with this knowledge of Shastras going more into Pashubhava and saying, I am this dharma, this is that dharma. You have not understood the basics of Shiva Sutras. You have not understood the basic fundamentals of Vedas, the basic fundamentals of Upanishads. Very difficult. How difficult it is. Very difficult. And what do we think? Oh, we are a certain dharma, we know everything. You don't know anything. Far beyond even some people who don't know any dharmas. I can see some of them, even in the native lands, tribal areas, they are more free than us. We are stuck with our concepts and beliefs. They don't have beliefs, but they are living in Shiva. They are one with nature. They behave that way. They live that way. No knowledge of any scriptures. And I'm sure if they get knowledge of the scriptures, they will be spoiled. They'll start believing I'm this, I'm that. And see, not believing they were that. Some can be just in the I am state. Then you go and give them gyan. What is this? You are Shiva. What is that Shiva? It is so and so. Then you start giving attributes of that Shiva. Then they'll start, if they believe you, they'll start identifying with something. They were free before. Now they got caught up. This is the dangers and this is the challenge of seekers. Why most of the seekers cannot go beyond a certain point is this: their own beliefs and concepts and their own traditions and culture, the aham vritti of I am in so and so dharma, on so and so religion, I'm a Brahmin, I'm a Shudra, in this only people get stuck. These are all good for you to feel religious in the start. It is better than a demonic act, better than becoming a Ravana. You say, I'm a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, whatever, and identify and start doing sattvic practice. That's good. But that has its level, its limitation. After a certain level, it stops. Then that which you have identified with, you have to drop that. Are you ready to drop? If I say drop your surname, are you ready to drop it? And take a vow from today, I will not use my surname. You'll be threatened. You'll be in 10, not double thoughts, 10 thoughts. Because you can't leave your name only. Forget other things, forget living this world, forget living the concepts and teachings and this and that. Basic, you can't leave your name only. Your identity, are you ready to give up your identity? Very difficult. It's so difficult. That's where the challenges lie. Until somebody threatens you at this angle, here there is a lot of threatening. Here there is a lot of challenges because everything will be poked here. What you took for granted also will be poked. And you'll see, oh, I was thinking this is a very normal. No, this is the basic thing. See, I'm telling you, no, forget about leaving this and that. Are you ready to leave your name? Oh, I never thought of it. And you see, you are stuck with your name only. Just imagine, I'm not telling to change your name. Suppose your name is something else. You're called by some other name, which is not, you don't have a choice. Huh? Because if somebody says, okay, some new name is given to you and you don't have the choice of that name, whatever comes to you, it is distributed. Jisko jo mila, wo mila. Are you ready to take? You will not agree. Because there also you want a fancy name. Those challenges are very deep and they are your blockages. You think these are simple things, they are your biggest challenges. What we talk here again and again. That is why people run. That is why people can't stay with सत संग. सत्य के संग हो ही नहीं सकते हैं. Whenever truth is told, it's challenged. And that is why we have limited groups, because that's enough. It's a very contented place for at least me to deliver what I want to deliver. Because I want to deliver something that's very deep and what is very real, experiential, and liberating. I don't want to flatter people. क्या करना है उनका votes लेके? I do not worry whether they will like me or like my posts. Who cares? So those who are beyond all those things can only go deep. So I am more interested to talk to them. And that's why just the filters here are talk the truth harshly. And you don't have to keep trimming the garden. You don't have to keep watch on things. Just bluntly speak out the truth. All those who are not made for the truth will run away to their own comfort zones. वापस अपने अपने बिल में चले गए. और जो बचे हुआ तो बच्चे वाले उनको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. His identity, what is so big deal in that? Somebody's telling me, man, okay, ठीक है तो नहीं तो नहीं. They're ready. Like this, there are millions of things in you, small, 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 and then we wonder why we are not evolving after a certain thing. This. So even to understand this level of free will, divine will, अभी तक तो many don't agree with me that there is divine will. They know somewhere. Oh, it is in शास्त्र. इसके साथ बात करने का नहीं, शास्त्र वास्त्र बताएगा. भगवत गीता में निकालेगा, देवी कालोद. Somewhere he'll go and he'll tell it is written truth here, there. So they don't argue with me, but they will run. Because they can't argue. I've got weapons of their own shastras, which they believe so strongly. They will run. So these things, what I'm telling, free will, divine will, all this stuff, some have not yet want to accept there is free will, there is divine will. Because that free will they don't want to give up. Then I must be there. I, the decision maker, must be there. What is life without me having a choice? What is there without me uh, moving around and creating and what? So you are that fine, creating and enjoying that, but that is not this zone of seeker. What we are saying, don't acclimatize yourself or don't call yourself that seeker and then be deluded. Why I'm doing higher practices, but I'm not going evolving. You might be doing out higher practices, but the lower stuff you have not yet left. So it is not in what you do, it is in what you are. What are you vibrating every day? Your beliefs. So you are all the time vibrating the spandana of your lower beliefs. So just the higher gyan is not going to help you. Higher gyan and your spandana also should be there. Your vibration should be there. How can your vibration be in the higher when you are vibrating all the lower beliefs? Free will is everything. Many don't. Even if they listen to me also, somehow they are not fully 100% satisfied about it. That is why I'm telling you, experiment. Don't trust me. Don't believe. Just because I read it out of Upadesh Saram, first, second, third verse. It doesn't mean you have to trust me or Ramana or even God or scriptures. But they are all talking at some level. There must be some meaning, right? Do you think people like Ramana will just blurt out something? Or the scriptures are just blurting out something? Rishis are just blurting out something? Something must be there, right? So in the start, it begins with the trust. Oh, the Rishi or that Guru or this person or this liberated being or whoever, they're talking something. There must be something to it. Let me trust them. But that's not a blind trust. It's a trust where now you are catching a subject to investigate. And then you investigate what they're talking. When you investigate and when you find, then settle down in the truth. Then it will be easy for you to understand. So your Sukshma Sharira is your mind, your free will, you're doing, and then your physical body goes the Kriya and done. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Sukshma Sharira, Stula Sharira. Many are stuck in this. The first level is only Stula. I am the body, Pashubha. Not yet awakened also. They are not yet spiritualists or anything. They are completely in the world. There are many ignorant people, completely agyanta. Even if you tell them about God, they will say, "What in the hell? Don't tell me about it. I don't have time for all this nonsense." Even about God. So they are in that state of physical body only. Stula, gross. That's called Pashubha. But when somebody awakens and their mind, their intellect starts telling them this is good, this is bad, ye karna hai, ye nahi karna hai. And then they start making good choices. They don't behave like a pashu. They act like human. Human beings don't do this. So now they are using their buddhi and viveka. Now enlightenment, thoda awakening is happening. They're awakening from pashubha. And now they use their mind to guide their physicalities. They have risen to that level. Are you getting it? So what we are talking, Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Paravani. This first level is Vaikhari, complete Stula. When you start using your Sukshma Sharira, mind, intellect, and now functioning your life, now you are guided by your mind, intellect, life becomes better and sattvic, more holier, divine, more pure. So that is the Madhyama state. See, mantras also act in this manner. When you do mantra japa, it depends on which level you are. Based on that, these bodies are influenced. So if you are just saying Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Shiva Sutras, if you go deep, or even if you go into Bhagavad Gita, you'll understand Om Namah Shivaya or Hare Rama, Hare Krishna are not the ultimate truths. The mantra is only a tool. Om Namah Shivaya will not give you self-realization or mukti, but it will give you purification on certain level. Mantras are meant for purification when you chant them, recite them. But there is one state where you realize the source of all the mantra. When you reach there, you will understand that the mantra is just a tool. Mantra is not the ultimate truth, but the source of the mantra is the ultimate truth. That source is Paravani, from where all the mantras come. But depending on your state of consciousness, you will attune that mantra to that level. You will bring down that mantra to that level. Om Namah Shivaya, for example, has many layers of vibration. Spandana, what is called. Now it depends on which level you are vibrating. Depending on your level of vibration, you will attune to that frequency of that Om Namah Shivaya or Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Or Hari Om. Whichever mantra you take, it has a Ati Sukshma format. Then it becomes Sukshma. Then it becomes Stula, gross. Beyond subtlest is one point, then subtle is one point, then gross is another. These are levels of vibration, frequencies. The lower you come down, the more the spandana, the more the vibration, the more noise. So you would say Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. This is noise. This is at the Vaikhari level, Stula level. So when initiation or mantra initiation is given to somebody, the guru also knows on what level to be given initiations. To completely use gross, they need the gross format only. And they will pick up that, they will memorize that mantra and they will start reciting it by the tongue, by sound, by shouting, by the noise. But not that it doesn't help. It helps because they are on that level. Now it will start purifying your physical body. When you do the mantra at Vaikhari level, it starts purifying at the physical level. I'm not going very deep. That is meant for the webinars. Tomorrow we'll go deeper into the practices of it, experiential part of it. Today I'm just giving you some inputs so that you have idea about what you thought mantra. It doesn't end there. Many of us simply catch it at Vaikhari level and drop it at that level and say nothing is happening. That only purifies your physical body. When the mantra deepens, when you are doing japa, 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 you're going on shouting. And when it penetrates deeper, the first level is your Muladhara. Mantra acts on that level. Body level, that is. So body purification happens. But when the mantra is deepening and the body purification is happening at a certain level and it's sinking deeper, the vibrations of that, you become little more subtler. And then that becomes at the throat, the Vishuddhi chakra. The next level of activation of that mantra, it has gone there. That is called Madhyama. In Madhyama level, there is no shouting. There is whispering, literally. Maybe only you hear it or not even you hear it. It becomes that soft. Now you have not made it soft. Your practice has made it soft. Your purification has made it soft. So that's the level of purification that's happening. And as you go on deepening in your recitation, japa, which is done, in Madhyama level, then it enters deep. And in this Madhyama level, when you are doing these japas, the mantras become more powerful. Like you might do 108 japas with your Vaikhari, with your speech. But when it internalizes and becomes more subtler, on the Madhyama level, it's like one japa that you do is equal to 100 Vaikhari mantras. It reduces. The impact is more. The power is more. That it becomes more and more powerful. So when it enters the next level, that is the causal body, Karan Sharira, then it becomes Pashyanti. Now that is a deep level, very deep level. And what I was telling in the start was people who are only in the gross and gross and gross, Pashubhav completely, then when they awaken, they get into, they start using their mind and they say that this is good, this is bad, ye karna hai, paap karna nahi, paap karna hai, punya nahi karna, punya nahi karna, paap karna hai, all those things. And when you have a direction that you're getting from your mind and the decision making starts improvising, and then you choose based on your mind, you are acting from that level. Your Sukshma Sharira, your mind, intellect, Manomaya Kosha, your Jnanamaya Kosha, you are at that level stuff. Previously, what? You're only in Pranamaya Kosha and Annamaya Kosha, only physical. Then next level is that Sukshma Sharira. And then beyond the mind and intellect, there is Karan Sharira, there is your Anandamaya Kosha. So when you start functioning from that level, that is what we know as the Pashyanti. And that is what I call as divine will begins there. It's not exactly the divine will also, because beyond that is the divine, the light form, God form, and all that. But there is an influence in your Karana Sharira. Karana means the Karan, the cause, why your mind is functioning in a certain way. A Karan hai uski. I said, no, Meri marzi, Tumhari marzi, I say, your wish, your will. It is all upon you. How much you want to go inside, how much you want to practice, how much you don't want to, how much you want to give excuse, how much you want to run, how much you want to sit. Your wish. But some say, my wish is there, but And there's something controlling that wish. It makes me do in a certain way. I know this is not right, but it makes me do in a certain way. That makes me do in a certain way is the cause. That is known as the Karan Sharira. उसके कारण से आप ऐसे सोचते हो. Karan Sharira is where your karmas are. As the karma, so the mind. So based on your Karan Sharira, your mind starts functioning. So people say, no, no, there is only free will. Because they fantasize these teachings of I am the creator of my own destiny. They don't understand it. They say, if I am the creator of my own destiny, meri marji hai, I will create what I want. Good. In the lower school of thoughts, good. Nursery and primary level, good. But if you want to go deeper, you will understand that सब भी तुम्हारे मर्जी से नहीं चलता है मेरे boss. If you don't, then I ask people to investigate. You're a believer. You believe in some teaching. I say experiment that and show me. Then people are speechless. Because many times, even the best of creators, they say, I have created it. You don't know. I have created my life this way, that way. It cannot be false. You have created, but you don't understand how you have created it. You think you have created it. You don't see there is a cause, Karan Sharira, which helped you create that. Your punyas. Something that is favorable in your prarabdha is already there in the Karana Sharira. That is why you are able to do it very easily, but you are taking the credit. I am the creator of my own destiny. There is a reason why you are able to do it, and there is a reason why you are not able to do it. All these creators of their destiny, they create something, but other things they are not creating. So I ask the people, okay, you say I have created whatever I want. Then tell me that point in your life, this aspect of your life, you're still not able to create. You still have worries and anxiety. If you are 100% the creator, why are you scared? Why are you worried? You are worried because somewhere you know things don't go exactly the way you want. So that is contradicting your belief when you say, I am the creator of my destiny. You are contradicting that somewhere. But you have not challenged that truth. You have not got deep into it because you are a believer. You just believe in something. You are not a seeker. Ah, true. But I want to get out of here. I feel very uncomfortable. Get out. You block your own further progress. Then you shouldn't creep tomorrow and say, why am I not evolving? You are not evolving because you're getting out of truths. But yes, that's what I'm telling. I want to share this truth, but something makes me run. Ah, your Karana Sharira is making you run. Your mind wants to do it, but your Karana Sharira, your own karmas are not allowing you to reap the benefit of the higher truths. It is not making you mukta. It is not allowing you to take freedom because Prarabdha wants you to go through that Prarabdha. Now you understand the grace, what I'm talking about. Now, other ways I'm saying, many complain. They say, I am able to do all these things. I have no problem. Like many say, I'm able to come for retreats. I'm able to do these things. I'm able to do these webinars or able to do the practices. सब कुछ है, लेकिन जिंदगी में दुख है. And I'm still troubled by so many external things. Now, what is the scenario here? Some say, I never even thought I will be doing this, but here am I doing it. I never even thought I will be in that retreat, but somehow I have come here. Your Karan Sharira is doing that. You don't want it. You are not even planning it, but it's happening. That is what I'm calling as divine will. That is Pashyanti level, Karana Sharira. So if we remain stuck at this level, mind level, then you say, I am the creator, final. So when I say, It's up to you. It's up to you. I'm talking to the level of those people, those who are radiating in that, vibrating at that level. It's your choice, I say. But on a very higher end, I am also aware that you can't be forced. You can't be convinced. I know it because the Karan Sharira is not allowing. And that is why we let it be. That is why there is no force here. Here we only say it is meant to be. If you're sitting here listening to this, it is meant to be, you're listening to it. If you are not supposed to be, you will never get, you will never hear this thing only. If you are not supposed to be, that's how it is. That's a higher level working on that. It is not your wish that you're sitting here. You might think it is your wish. So those who think it is my wish, I decide whether to come or not to come, are still in levels of ignorance. They think they are the doers. This is the bondage. This free will is bondage because doership is strong there. I am the creator. अरे ये क्रिएटर का भी कोई क्रिएटर है, कभी सोचा है? If this creator you boast so, I am so powerful, man is very powerful. He can change his destiny. He can do that. He can create anything that he wants. Imagine if you claim yourself to be so powerful. Imagine billions like you, the creator of billions like you, how powerful that will be. This is where our ego will shatter. But we don't want to hear this. I don't like hearing this. This is where this has to shatter. This I has to shatter. To know that one, this one has to die. With this one, you'll never get that. The I is very dangerous. The I will not allow you. There was a guru and disciples. They were going those days, Upanishad days. They were going, and the guru never teaches through all teachings. They teach through life experience because that gives power more than just giving pravachan. If you make the pupils go undergo or the people undergo that teaching through practical experience, they get it faster. Those days it was all like that. So the guru and shishyas are going. And the guru's teaching, he's Advait Guru. He's telling, don't carry this identity of being someone. Lose that because that is your biggest challenge. If you carry that, you're not going to get anywhere. Now he can teach only that much. But how much they convert that into practical experience or intellectual stimulation? Like I said, no, I'm the body. I'm not the body. I'm the soul. Shivoham. I am Shiva. So we move this with this crap around and we never realize we are Shiva. But we have knowledge. Vigyan hai. I know. I'm not. Knowing is not enough. Same way, he's telling, don't carry this doership. Don't carry some identity of I am someone because it's not going to help you. And the guru also knows telling intellectual gyan is no use, practical experience. So he's going, they are going through something, some place, they're traveling somewhere, and it's going to be night. So they come across a big royal garden of the king, and they all say, we'll settle down here. And in that garden, there is some cottage, small cottages, where once upon a time the king used to stay. Now he's not staying, he's in the palace. But it's a royal garden and a royal cottage kind. So the guru enters and says, let's halt here, everybody, two or three sessions. And then he says only one thing, just make sure you don't become somebody. Again, a reminder. They say, okay, we are nobody. And they go to sleep. They go into the cottage and some beds are there. They go and lie down. Early morning, the soldiers are passing by and they see some activity and they come and see inside. Oh, people are sleeping here. So the disciple is sleeping on one bed. They come and poke him, say, get up. Who are you? And he gets up and he sees the soldiers. He is scared. And he says, I'm no one. I'm just a Swami here. I'm just going from this place. Now the soldiers take out their whip and start hitting him. They give him good lashes. You don't understand. You get anywhere and sleep anywhere? How dare you do this? And he gets good lashes and he's thrown out. Then they see another person sleeping. The guru is sleeping. They go and poke him also. Hey, who are you? Get up. He gets up and he says, He says, who are you? From where are you come? What are you doing here? He just said, They say, this guy is mad here. Just throw him out. He seems to be off. So they bring him out and send him out. There, the Shishya is lying down in pain. And here, the Guru comes walking out. And he continues walking. So this guy also gets up and starts walking. And he says, I got beaten very badly. How come they didn't do anything to you? And Guru reminds, I told you, don't become anyone. You said I'm a Swami. The moment you opened your mouth and identified with who you are, you got good. Because the simple understanding is whoever you are, Swami or whatever, itna to akkal hona chahiye. You don't enter a royal garden. You got. To me, I didn't say anything. And they thought I'm mad. And they didn't thrash me. The story found how the identity can land us up in trouble. Identity comes from free will. Of this strong belief, I am the doer. I am creator means I'm the doer, 100%. And you can never get into surrender. So it is good. It's not that I'm the creator of my destiny is a bad thing. It's a very powerful statement. It helps you rise from Pashu Bhav and comes into mind level and makes you create, makes you decide, makes you a better decision maker and makes you make higher choices in life than the lower stuff. You don't go into lower stuff. You're choosing better. You're choosing higher, you're choosing divinity, you're choosing purer things, you're choosing sattvic things. In that, you become pure by good decision maker. But the journey doesn't end there. For those whose journey ends there, they only ending. You look at what I'm saying. They only end up becoming better seekers, or they end up becoming good yogis, or they become good meditators. They become good disciples, but that badge of discipleship will be there. That yogi title will be there. That will not go. Why? Because of this. So until that also goes, it's very difficult. And for that to go, many say, I'm stuck, I am not able. Harry, you are not understanding the fundamental. If you keep on gloating that I only have built my life, I am responsible, I am successful, I came till here, कितना मेहनत करके पहुंचा यहाँ पे, कितना तपस किया है पता है? How much of sadhana I did morning and night, and then I did this, I attended that, I went here, I went there. So much of running, and I've come here. And so much of achievement in my life. So you're looking for rewards, some award. Log tali bajaye, ya they appreciate you, or you are taken into consideration, or you are given the title of Aaj se tum Mahayogi or XYZ yogi, this yogi, and you feel comforted and happy. I am someone at least. कोई भी नहीं पूछता मुझे घर पे कुत्ता भी नहीं पूछता nobody asks anything and here I get some titles spiritual badges at least I'm known at least I'm accepted I feel wanted I feel one with them somewhere my identity and then you will go and chipkofy with them because you get identity there you get a mark there which you have never got in life so you are getting some name some understanding some so-called understanding some so-called support some so-called love or should I say unconditional love so with all that brackets, good. Till there it's good. But beyond that journey, you cannot go. Not because I am saying it. Experiment and see. And I am talking from experience. My own experience and what I see, what I've been seeing, what I'm seeing all the time. I'm talking from there. How much ever you hit your hand and feet, how much ever you cry, you won't go beyond a certain level until you understand the fundamentals. And fundamentals to understand, you need grace. If grace, because karan, if there is a karan for you to get freedom, that will come to you in some or the other way. And if there is a karan for you to be live and continue living in bondage, there will be some reason to block that. That's how it is. Grace. That is why we give importance to grace. You can earn grace. Okay, I am the doer. I am this, I am that. With that, earn grace. For heaven's sake. I'm a good doer. Okay, go and do charity. Go and do this. Go and do earn punyas. Earn punyas. No problem. At least then Pashu Bhav se behtar hai. Do good work. Do charity. Become more holier. Become more sattvic. Because that grace will start functioning. And that grace will come down again from your Karan Sharira, output of your own karmas, punyas, and that will become a blessing. That will take you to higher truth. That is why these things are done. Nishkam Seva is done. That is why Sankirtan is done. Bhajan and all these things. Because it purifies you. It earns you merits, which tomorrow will become your force. So, the fruits of tapas only, what we are learning today, what we are understanding, is the fruit of your own tapas. If you get what we are talking easily, if you are able to go into that zone of divine will, if you are able to surrender, if you are able to even accept and 100% acknowledge, yes, 100% free will nahi chalta. Free will ke upar there is divine will. Divine will controls the free will. So I conclude, I know by experience, I've seen something is running my life. Something is making my mind also function in a certain way. If I investigate, I'll see. And the moment I see that, I say Sharanagati. I surrender to that beautiful power, whatever that is, which is making me do this. मेरी औकात नहीं है, मेरी हैसियत नहीं है. See, that is where the humility comes. I cannot do anything. I realize I couldn't have done this and reached here on my own because there are so many challenges. ये छोटा सा मन क्या कर सकता है? That is the very small thing which we cannot see, but a huge thing. So those who can credit everything to the grace, 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 it's that which does, it's that which does. My life is spontaneous. Jo aaya hai, I am able to do. Today I am talking here. I am able to do, I'll talk. I am not talking, I'm not initiating this thought. Something is helping me do it. Something is making me do it. So, teri raza mein meri raza. Thy will be done. Those who go into that kind of level are now learning surrender. True surrender is that. Saying with his mind and mouth is not surrender. मैं शरणागति हो गया हूँ भाई, सब भगवान करते हैं, सब मेरे गुरु करते हैं. This is all talks. Because those who talk only सब मेरा गुरु करते, they are most suffocated, they are most anxious, they are most sad, they are most in fear. Those who talk. So your talk is not matching with the vibration. If you say he does, then why are you worried? You should not have an ounce of worry, right? If he does, then you should go into that state. Teri raza mein meri raza. Something wrong is happening. Guru kripa se ho raha hai. Can we say that? नहीं. Guru kripa means अच्छा चले जिंदगी तो गुरु कृपा. बुरा चले तो मेरा. That's also a good level of understanding that, okay, all blessing is his and all wrongdoing is mine. Okay, good. But that is still not the truth. Everything is an outcome of the Karan Sharira. Good, bad, ugly, everything happens from the Karan Sharira based on my past only. On that level, you can say I'm the creator of my own destiny. See, on that level, destiny has been created. Who created? I only created it. It has gone to the Karan Sharira. From there, it has influenced my mind. From there, it is doing this. Okay, so I am only doing it in one way. My past is doing my present. These are deeper realizations. So where are we? We have not gone beyond Vaikhari and Madhyama. And we are talking about Paravani. You see the challenges now. You only find out. You only check out. सुनने में अच्छा लगता है Paravani. To get into that state, we can we can dream about it. We can fantasize. We all want to go there. But here I'm talking. इतना देर सत्संग चला. We are just talking about Vaikhari and Madhyama only. And there only you can see, yes, I'm not risen above this. So for you to understand these things deeper, grace only acts. And if grace is doing that work, you'll understand it. So there is no force here. That is why we are okay with whatever happens. So there is some underlying work that is going on at all the time. Now, friend, when now linking that to mantra japa, mantra is a good form because mantra can come to the lowest form of Om Trambakam Yajamahe words. So it sounds good. You catch that. Then you start reciting just like that. So stula sharir purification happen. After a good amount of time, when it has settled and purified to a certain level, now it seeps inside. Then it becomes whisper, silent, no sound. No sound, but the mantra is going on. When you deepen it, now it is mansika. It is mansik japa. Pehle it is bol ke. Now it becomes in the mind. So when you do it again and again, again and again in the mind silently, repeatedly, then it purifies the mind now. Previously, it purifies the body. Now it is purifying the mind. मन शुद्धि हो रहा है. Nirmal man. It's happening there on that level. Then when it enters into a deeper realm from the mind, from Sukshma Sharira, it goes now into the Karan Sharira, what we are talking about. Jahan Karan hai, karma is there. It has settled deeper now. Now it has become Ajapa Japa. You are not doing it. You were doing it before. Your mind was doing it before. Now it has become automatic. And on that level, it is vibrationally happening into you. You don't have to think about it. Something, there is some feeling of that, knowing of that mantra going on in your life. So it has entered into Pashyanti level. That is your heart chakra. Muladhara, throat, and then the heart chakra. It's working there, that level. The next level, it goes to Paravani, navel level, Manipur level. That level is something only. So before that, this has to purify. Now when Ajapa Japa is going continuously, now Karan Sharira is getting purified. The cause of karmas is getting purified deeply. So when that level succeeds, as a final level, Karan Sharira is Anandamaya Kosha. So we had first Stula, physical body, Annamaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha, or Annamaya Kosha. Then the next level is Prana, Mano, and Vijnanamaya Kosha. Sukshma, Vaikhari to Madhyama. Then when it becomes even deeper, it goes into the Karan Sharir, which is Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is the I am awareness. Just the I am. I am somebody nahi hai. Like that disciple. I am a disciple. That is lower, Sukshma level. When you go into I am, you just exist as I exist. I don't know. There is no consciousness of I am a Swami, I'm a disciple, I am this and that, I'm a father, mother, husband. There's no awareness of that. But there is awareness that I exist, very deep level. That's Anandamaya Kosha. And that's the Karana Sharira. So when the mantra is gone to that level, that's a divine state of intoxication that happens. In the first level, gross Vaikhari, it's on the physical body. In the next level, Madhyama, when it goes into the Sukshma Sharira, you begin experiencing Tandra. Tandra is like a sleepy kind of a state, divine sleepiness. And when it impacts even further into the Karana Sharira, you get absorbed into divine ecstasy and intoxication. Divine intoxication. I'm talking about mantra japa. I'm not talking the regular state. I'm talking about people who do this mantra japa. Because we are talking on Paravani and we are talking on Mantra Maheshwara. We are talking about how to understand this vibration, the spandana. Because what is this speech of Vaikhari? The sound. Sound se pehle thought hai. Thought hai. If thought is there, then only it becomes sound. But why is the thought coming? Because there is some other thing, the Karan Sharira, which is making me think that mantra. So that level. That is also vibration, but lesser vibration. The more grosser, the more chanchala, the vibration. That is why this is chanchala, but tongue is always chanchala. It creates noise. Yesterday I put that word, right? That every word has a silence. Yesterday I put a quote on the social media. Every word has silence. So our habit should be somewhere. It becomes automatically that kind of habit. Those who are attuning to Paravani, they will choose to listen to those words which can take you to that silence, introduce you to that silence. They will choose to listen. They will choose to only talk those words which can lead you to silence. Means divine words, not the grosser words. And that's the power of that satsanga. And that's what we are talking about here. The words that we talk. Because I told you, right? In my life also, I don't talk much. I don't have phone calls. I don't have friends to discuss. I don't have chats and nothing is there. Only here I talk like anything because I talk because these words can lead you to silence. There is a purpose with that talk. Rest all is purposeless and useless talks. They can make you more gross. All the talks that we have, Vaikhari, if you are not aware, it can only lead you to the world. It can make you a bhogi. So even the choice of words also is on you. Based on that, you ascend up deeper inside or you go outside. What the words that you choose to listen or to speak. Because what you speak and what you hear is spandana. It's vibration. So just choosing the right vibration is your sadhana. Choosing the right words, right topics to speak or listen. Refraining from anything, speech or listening that takes you into the bhoga or samsara, that itself is sadhana. Shiva sadhana hai. Because you have understood spandana. We are talking about spandana. So on this level of Pashyanti level, where we are talking, the I am state, Anandamaya Kosha, there when it purifies, that Anandamaya Kosha is the ego, beginning of ego, Aham, Vritti, Aham Nasha, Mano Nasha. Those are those states. That power of that mantra now dissolves even that I am awareness and takes you beyond it. So you enter into Turiya. First level Vaikhari, which is there, that is your Jagrat Avastha. Second level, what we talk, Madhyama Sukshma Sharira, that is your Swapna Avastha. And the third level, what we talk of Pashyanti or Karana Sharira, that is your deep sleep, Sushupti state. And above that is Paravani, which is Turiya. That state of pure light. It is called supracausal. Karan Sharir means causal body. Sukshma Sharir means subtle body. Sthul Sharir means physical body. So gross, subtle, causal. And beyond that causal, Karana Sharir is supracausal. So this is how the Westerners have uh, used these words. Good words for us to have an understanding. So we are talking about supracausal state, that is Paravani. In that state, there is no even a japa japa. The mind which is fluctuating, that vibration or the mantra, that itself dissolves. Where the platform, where the mantra japa or things are happening, wherever the awareness or feeling of that some japa jap something is going on, that platform mind only immerses or merges or dissolves into that light. So mind dissolves itself. Now there is no platform to experience something separate. There is no listener and there is no hearing. There is no two. The listener only becomes the listened. So the mantra, that is called as mantra Maheshwara. That state is Maheshwara. Mahesha only becomes mantra. So the mantra only is Maheshwara. So that vibration, the spanda, what you are hearing, in that only there is a hidden aspect. Because in this vibration of what I'm speaking, this is coming through the mind. Mind tells, tongue speaks. But something influences the mind. There is a Sukshma Spandan that is influencing the mind to talk this, and then I talk. So if you go beyond that, that influencer is a Karana Sharira. There is a source from where it is coming. That's Paravani. That Paravani is called as Nirguna Nirakara, formless state, nothingness, and pure light state, pure consciousness state. Those who did Apodipa Bhava last time, you can relate. See, that's why I'm telling you, if you look at all these webinars in different angles, you'll get a perfect grip. Every concept, these are all concepts, right? Every webinar is a different concept, but you'll see every webinar is interlocking itself into the depth of the highest truth. So if you have done Apodipa Bhava, we understood there is Shiva, there is awareness, Skanda, Murugan, and there is Shakti. So here we are talking on that level only. The light, the pure light is Shiva consciousness. Then that spandan, that vibration is the Shakti. It see the vibration begins. If you see the Sri Vidya knowledge, that only, right? Out of nothingness, one bindu, one vibration starts. That's the Shakti. So all the syllables, even your Omkar, which gives form to that mantra, it is the Shakti that's doing. Shakti creates all these syllables. Creates from what? It creates from that nothingness. It creates from Shiva. So whatever is created is Shiva itself. Because it is coming from the light. From the light only, the vibration comes and some mantra, Om, radiates from that nothingness. So in this Om is the light of that Shiva consciousness. But now it's mixed with the Spandana. So you can't now realize that light directly. It is, you can say, a little bit polluted with vibration. Chanchalta. The Chanchalta is Parvati, right? What we understood. Ego. Shakti. Chanchalta. So it's now not pure Shiva format. It is something. And then if it goes further, it manifests into a thought. That thought is a vibration, grosser vibration, because now it can be felt. Before this, Karan Sharira, you cannot feel. You don't even know what's happening there. It has to become little more grosser. Then it appears as a thought. That same thing appears as a thought. It has taken a form. Now you can read the thoughts. You can feel the thoughts. But that is still Sukshma. That thought only converts into action and speech. Now you can listen to it. Now you can see the movement. Now you can do actions. See, these actions which is happening. There is a Sukshma aspect of this, which is making this action to be done. So what you can see is called the lowest level, Vaikhari. So the sound is the lowest. It has manifested into sound. So the yatra of reversing this back is how you go back home to that state of Shiva consciousness. So you understand how from there it has come down, and then I see I am in this level. My vibration is at this level. So the secrets of how to go there is revealed. When you know the secrets of how from there I have come here, from there how this speech is coming, if I understand that, then I am understanding the secret of going back, reversing the whole thing. That is what is mantra sadhana for. Are you getting it? But you can see mantra sadhana, people do not know much about it. They are talking only at Vaikhari level at maximum madhya. They're only reciting, reciting, reciting. They say it's God's words and we'll just go on saying, 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 saying. Good. They can keep on saying because in more of saying and repetitions, purification happens. One day it will become sukshma, then mansik japa, then it will become sukshma, japa japa. And in that ajapa japa, when it becomes even more sukshma and purified, you vanish. The mind vanishes. Mind vanishes means spandana vanishes. Spandana becomes nischala. That is that thoughtless state. So I'm not saying that is the only way. See, mantra sadhana is another route. Awareness also is another route. But through awareness, when you're looking at the science of mantra japa, you are understanding and you can get better grip even in this states. It's not that now, so this is mantra maheshwara, so I have to go into mantra. If you need, you can. If you do not need, it's not needed. Because if you have reached little sukshma levels, this knowledge is enough for you. You don't need a syllable, a sound, and get into that and then decode. You are now understanding deeper level. So how do you know whether you have gone deeper? Or how do I know if I'm very low? If you're at the Vaikhari level, you'll still remain experimenting in this, in the Madhyama level. If you have come even, your consciousness has come even close to Pashanti, you can easily catch what I'm saying. I don't need to convince myself, yourself. Don't need to draw diagrams for you. You'll just understand. I'm talking and there your screen is catching what I'm saying. So that's because you have become sukshma. You understand it. You just need some reminder from somewhere to remind you that thing. And immediately it's getting activated. That's good enough. But if it is little more deeper, then you'll start realizing that the mantras, Om Namah Shivaya or Hari Om, Hari Krishna, only these are not mantras. Every word is a mantra. Every sound is a mantra. Because you become sukshma, you're understanding, oh, it is coming from Paravani. Everything is coming from nothingness. Everything is a vibration. So every sound is a vibration. Here we are only talking about mantra. But now we are talking if mantra Maheshwara, if Maheshwara itself is mantra and everything, mantra is what? Spandana, then in everything there is spandana. So do you mean there is a mantra in that table, in that wall? Yes. There is a mantra in the bird's voice? Yes. There is a mantra in the humming bee? Yes. There is a mantra in a bad word? Yes. Those are deeper level of awakenings. I'm not saying after me telling you understanding, you somehow start getting these realizations from inside only. That everything is mantra. So if spandana, we are talking about Shiva Sutras here. Okay. See, that is why I noted this. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yagnanam Japa Yagnosmi, means among the sacrifices, I am the sacrifices of Japa itself. So he is not saying that repeating mantra you will attain him, but he is telling that he is the mantra itself. Not by repeating something you will get God, but that mantra itself is that God. Now, these are very deep. These are level 3 talks. Where we say the mantra itself is God. Level 3 talks means mantra itself is God. Then who is the listener of the mantra? Who is the speaker of mantra? Everything is God. Because everything, if everything is spandana, I am also a spandana. How did I manifest? That is not just on sound. You translate that into matter. Same thing. Paravani, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. Vaikhari is this physical body. That's what I'm saying. Before this body is created, what was there? Prana. What is that before that? Mind. Mind body was created first. Then it manifested here. So, Madhyama was before this. What created the mind? Karana Sharira. So, Pashyanti was before this. And where did this Pashyanti come from? From Paravani, consciousness. So, from consciousness, there is a Spandana. The Spandana created the Karan Sharira, Anandamaya Kosha. That Karan Sharira created Manomaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha and Jnanamaya Kosha, these 3 layers. And then these layers became the Sukshma Sharira, became the cause of Stula Sharira. So here I am sitting. So am I not Spandana? Vaikhari, I am also Vaikhari. Now get it. What I speak is not Vaikhari. Even the speaker is Vaikhari. Mantra. Because I am Spandana. It's creating Spandana. Spandana creating Spandana. Shiva creating Shiva. Who's listening? Shiva. Spandana listens to Spandana of Spandana. That is why many of the masters who talk at that level are mocked. Like I see sometimes Nityananda Paramahamsa talking all this. The mean you is talking to the mean you in me and things like that. It sounds very comedy, but they are ultimate truths. So who makes fun? Vaikhari. They don't get it. समझ ही नहीं आता. Comedy लगता है. But on a very deep level, it's very true. So maybe you'll not understand when I say Spandana is talking through Spandana and creating Spandana, and you are also Spandana, listening to the Spandana. So everything is Spandana, 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 or different kind of atomic configuration. And so suddenly, because the atomic configuration changes, because based on my Karana Sharira, I become the speaker. Because of your Karana Sharira, you become the listener. But the speaker and listener are both coming from the same Spandana. So isn't it the same spandana? That's what. Everything is mantra Maheshwara. Everything is Shiva, they say. There is Shiva Sutras. Third level talks. That's very deep. So to come to even that realization of how everything can be a spandana, we have to do some work. There is work needed, purification needed. And one of that purification method is mantra sadhana. So even through mantra, it can be done. But realization should be in this manner. You should have awareness of what we are talking here. So Mahalaleshwari's nice poem I was looking at when I was looking into this. The cosmos, the entire cosmos is full of sound. Spandana, sound. Now we are talking only about what we hear. So what do we hear? Only what is being told? No. There are many things that can be heard beyond it. That is why that practice, peripheral vision and peripheral sounds. Apart from me, I say, what do you hear? What is happening? You're tapping into the spandana that exists beyond more than the sound. Something else is there. So your attention, awareness goes in, your awareness expands into something more vast. If you don't expand, sankuchitara, you will be just gross. It will be vaikhari, just listening to what is being told here. There is something more happening. Or not just here. Anytime I'm awake and in the Jagrita Avastha, everything is sound. I'm aware of fire on the Panchamahabhutas. Fire, crackling sound. But you know, that cracking sound creates, water creates sound, gurgling sound. Vayu creates sound. The leaves are rattling, the wind is blowing. What are you tapping? The spandana of Shiva, this is. Mantramayeshwara. That spandana only has become Panchamahabhutas. From there only everything got created. So you see, intrinsic, everything is Mantra Maheshwara. Everything is a mantra. Everything is Maheshwara. Not that Maheshwara which you feel. What is Maheshwara? Who's the source? Pure light. Paravani, silence. See, so much of noise here. But this noise has silence hidden in it. So if you are able to catch that silence, that is what I done so many sittings with you all, where I said the silence between the words. That is the Paravani. You're tapping into the Paravani in the Vaikhari. See, from Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, you are penetrating and going into the Paravani. Why? How? Intellect. Your Viveka is sharpening so much, your awareness is sharpening so much that it can penetrate into noise and catch the silence in that noise. So, this is the path that we are practicing here. Penetrating just through your awareness. You don't need tools. You can if you want. You can use it even additionally. Here we don't deny anything. Here we don't say this is the superior path. There is nothing else that you do if you want. If you feel that's an additional, you do. But ultimately, you will realize what are the higher truths. So that is one level where your awareness becomes so sukshma. You know, we did that from gross to subtle. Now you'll understand why we are doing this. It is to just refine you through that and gets these truths just through your awareness. Your awareness has to sharpen. To sharpen, you have to expand. You cannot keep it sankuchit all the time. Limited. Thoughts, action, words, dreams, focus, goals, desires, just limited. Beyond it also there is something. Expand. And as you keep expanding through these practices, what we're telling, you'll become sukshma and sukshma and sukshma. Now, even if I'm telling you something and if you are a good practitioner, through using that awareness or that buddhi, which you have made sukshma through your practices, just my telling is enough to trigger that. If I just tell you without diagrams and without explanations and without long talks, just few words is enough to take you there. So that shows you have practiced, you have done that work where you don't need so much of tools. Your buddhi, your viveka is enough. So there was this mention of Soham and Hamsa mantra. That is the highest mantra. Okay, in the yogic traditions, the Soham mantra is the highest. Because how means it is related with the breath. When you inhale, there is a sukshma sound of hum. When you exhale, it is sa. So if you become very cautious and aware very deeply, you will see this hum, sa, happening. So what the rishis are trying to tell is even without your knowledge also, the hamsa mantra is always happening, which you cannot catch. If you are in Vaikhari, you will not catch. But if you have gone very sukshma, becoming attentive, you'll see this word, this breath itself is mantra. So the first, what are we without breath? We are created out of breath, right? We are created from prana. Prana is breath. So at that level, the hamsa, sukshma level, it's already happening. We are unconsciously repeating this. So soham, hamsa, both are same. Soham and hamsa. It simply means soham means I am that. Hamsa means that I am. That's the translation of that. That how is this? We'll do it tomorrow on realizing this. So if this preparatory, this much is enough. If you get this clarity, you will have a base on what to go deeper into with this base. This soham and hamsa and I am that and things like that. So there was something called Hamsa Gayatri. In those days, Hamsa Gayatri was one of the most superior. It's Gayatri mantra, Hamsa Gayatri. Hamsa means soul. They used to say soul. So if somebody expires, they will say Uska Hamsa chala gaya. The Hansa is left. And Hansa Gayatri used to be only recited by sannyasis in those days who had come to that level. It was not even the Diksha was not given to everybody. The Guru never gave it. He gave it to only ultimate people who had become renunciates, जिनको अति तीव्र वैराग्य had come. So that Hamsa, it goes something like Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodaya. It simply means Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe means let us know the Hamsa in that prayer. See, imagine this was chanted by deep seekers in those days. It was not given to regular people. Why? Because it had the potential, it had the power to make you realize the Hamsa. And that's what it says. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahi. Let us know the Hamsa. Paramahamsaya Dhimahi. May that supreme Hamsa illuminate our intellect. The prayer is, may the Supreme Lord illuminate my Viveka. That is Paramahamsaya Dhimahi, meaning Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. May the Hamsa protect us. Simple three lines. May the Hamsa introduce us to ourselves. May it reveal us to ourselves. That's the prayer. And the second, it is saying, may that Hamsa illuminate my Viveka through which I can know myself. And the third is, may that Hamsa protect me. This was known as the Hamsa Gayatri, recited by renunciates. So you can see here also, the prayer is to illuminate the Viveka. Because without Viveka, I cannot go in the journey beyond. This Viveka only will give you even the understanding of divine will and what lies beyond that also. So Mahalaleshwari had written a poem which I was reading today. She said, as long as I failed to see myself, I could not see the ocean, even though I was drowning. She says, as long as I failed to see myself, I could not see the ocean, even though I was drowning. I'm drowning in the ocean, but I can't see the ocean. Why? Buddhi brushed. That's what we are talking about. There, the Paravani hidden in Vaikhari. Why can't we say Buddhi brushed? I'm in the ocean, but yet I'm thirsty. Something like that. So then she says, when I held aloft the torch of Soham, I saw that I was the ocean itself. As long as I failed to see myself, I could not see the ocean, even though I was drowning. But when I held aloft the torch of Soham, means awareness of that Soham, that that practice of that Soham, I saw that I was the ocean itself, in which I am drowning. See, previously I am drowning in the ocean, and then I later realize I am the ocean itself. Like they talk about the waves and the ocean. The wave thinks it's different, but it is the water itself. It is the ocean itself, but it thinks I'm a wave. So this is all based. Tomorrow's we are talking everything based on Prakasha and Vimarsha. I'll just give a one line explanation of this and then we'll close it. It's 10:15. We have talked about this Prakasha and Vimarsha before also. Prakasha is that illumination, the consciousness, what we are talking. Nirguna, Nirakara, no Akara, nothing and all that. Supreme consciousness. That is Prakasha, which is known as illumination. That only we call as light, pure light. You know, we did this recent webinar. What was that? It just wiped out from my head. What was the last Sunday webinar? Based on light. We are talking about that light only. I am that light. Shambhala practice, sorry. Shambhala is all based on, yeah, thank you, Ratna. It's all based on light. So beings of light are reminding us that I am light, Prakash. Light is only Shiva. But to understand Prakasha, that I am light, I need Vimarsha. Vimarsha means awareness. Shiva Sutra talks about Prakasha and Vimarsha together all the time. That is only what we did in Apodipa Bhava, and we understood Murugan, Shiva and Murugan, father and son, Prakasha and Vimarsha. Without Vimarsha, Prakasha is just stagnant. It cannot be used for anything. There is no life in it. I was also reading one passage from Gurumai Ma Chidvilasananda, the Shishya of Muktanand Swami, Ganesh Puri Siddhapit. Very beautiful. In one of her books, she had written, I came across that. I'll read that. I think I'll read it after I just finish this, what I wanted to say, so that I don't get everything confused. So, Prakasha is that which illuminates everything, and Vimarsha is that by which you know about that illumination. Okay, that is why even in this uh, Soham, what we understood about this Hamsa Gayatri, there also the prayer is, give me illumination of my Viveka. Because through that Viveka only my Vimarsha activates, and through that Vimarsha I will know the light. So these deep secrets, what I'm telling, to know the deeper secrets beyond this level, what I said, whatever knowledge we have about spirituality, very limited. There your mind cannot go. There your teachings cannot go. Your beliefs, your concepts cannot go, no entry. It will all have to be thrown away. There is only one tool after that, awareness. Without awareness, you cannot go there. That is why all these talks about awareness, mera vivek jagrit kar, because that is grace. And if your viveka is getting activated, that is pure grace. It is not easily got. In this billions of population, it is not easily activated. So very limited population actually get the vimarsha activated. That is the kripa of Murugan. That vimarsha only is your inner guru, inner light. Till the vimarsha is not activated, you will remain dependent on all the external. Vaikhari Madhyama, all outside only. When the inner guru is activated, you go to Pashyanti. You don't need Vaikhari and Madhyama stuff. You start operating from that level only. And then that Pashyanti, that level only can introduce you to Shiva. That is why they say Murugan only can take you to Shiva. Your inner consciousness, your Vimarsha only can illuminate and show you about light. Without the Son, the Father cannot be reached. Jesus said, I am the Son sent by my Father. To reach my Father, you will have to go through me, Jesus said. And they thought he is selfish. He's talking about him. Man, no, he was telling about this Vimarsha. He was telling, I'm Vimarsha. I'm Murugan. So we will tomorrow investigate very deeply. If you have got this point very clearly and understood, you're ready. We will to continue this journey about this Vimarsha and understanding this Prakasha through that Vimarsha. We will sit and experiment through experience, experientially, of understanding the Shivatva in me and understanding how I am only Paravani, how I am Shiva. Mantra Maheshwara means my body is also a mantra, is a result of sound only, right? Vibration only created this body. So this is a mantra. And what is the sutra? Mantra Maheshwara. That means this is Shiva. So this is intellectual understanding. Now to turn that into experience, we need to get into this deep. That is why webinar we create preparatory, because in preparatory we prepare ourselves. There is a certain amount of awareness that has to be risen. Your consciousness has to come up. Preparatory prepares for that, because if you directly enter into the webinar, you're coming full complete Vaikhari. It will take a couple of hours for you to settle down. That is why I came out with this concept of preparatory. It prepares you to a great level. Then you just sleep and then you get up and you're ready for it. So how we will do this tomorrow, deeper. See, some sage wrote this. Swatantra swachatma spurti satatam chetasi Shiva. It means the self Shiva is supremely pure and independent, and you can experience it constantly sparkling within your mind. You can experience this self and Shiva constantly sparkling in your mind itself. Means in your Madhyama only there is Pashyanti, in that Pashyanti only there is that Paravani. Then he says it cannot be perceived by the senses because it makes the senses function. The senses that you use to understand this Shiva, the senses cannot catch it because it is due to the illumination of that only which the senses is working. Only when there is illumination in the senses, indriyas, my indriyas are working. My mind is functioning. With this mind, I cannot know Shiva because it is the illumination of Shiva only which illuminates this mind. Are you getting it? We'll get deeper on this tomorrow. As we get meditative, we will understand it deeper of these things. So he says it cannot be perceived by the mind because it makes the mind think. Still, the self can be known. And to know it, we need not take the help of the mind or senses. We cannot actually. We cannot take. That is why we cannot define the self through the mind. Nobody can explain it because that is Vaikhari. It's impossible to explain that. It has to be experienced, and that is what tomorrow's webinar's effort and goal is towards. Okay, I'll just end with yeah. There was this statement. It says that when the mind immerses itself, the last state that I told, where the mind dissolves itself, the medium only dissolves, गायब हो जाता है. It immerses itself. That it becomes the spandana itself. The mind becomes the vibration itself. The first spandana. The mind gets into that. That is when this statement of Chittam mantra is used in Shiva Sutras. Chittam mantra. One of the sutras it is in Shiva Sutras. That the mind itself is mantra. Mind becomes the mantra. And the source of that Chittam or the mind, from where all the sounds come, is known as Paravani or Paravak. Vak is Vaikhari, Vak, sound. What do you speak? Okay, I was talking about Mahachit Vilasananda, who wrote something which caught my attention. To find the self, it is not necessary to perform difficult austerities and practices. People do so many sadhanas for the sake of knowing the self. Some people rigorously perform rituals and ceremonies in the name of peace, but all they attain is effort and fatigue. Others, in the name of yoga, hang on to techniques such as pranayama, but all they attain is dryness. Everyone does his own sadhana according to his own will and claims that his sadhana is true. A yogi says, my yoga is true. A Buddhist says, my Buddhism is authentic. A renunciate says, only my path is right. A Sufi says, my way is the real one. But one thing is absolutely certain, because the self exists so naturally within you, the sadhana you do to find the self should also be natural. It should not involve difficult austerities. It should not give trouble to your body. It should not take you away from your home or your family. It should not be an obstacle to your mundane activities. Because God is not different from the world, your sadhana should also include the world. You should be able to practice your sadhana in this very world easily and with love. Although there are countless sadhanas, countless practices, the sadhana you follow should be a natural sadhana taught by a guide who knows that sadhana. Not only that, it should be a sadhana in which you experience something within. From the beginning, you should be able to catch at least a glimpse of the self, because only if you have recognized and experienced God can you pursue Him and eventually attain Him. Moreover, your path should be one that is open to everyone. If there is any path or religion that excludes certain people, then it cannot be a true path or a true religion. God belongs to everyone and is within everyone. Therefore, the path you follow to attain Him should be a path that anyone can follow. It should be a path on which there are no restrictions of caste, class, age, sex, or nationality. There is one more thing that is very important. When you begin to follow a sadhana, you should find out how many great beings have pursued that sadhana. Means whatever practice you do, you must find out how many great beings, because what she's trying to tell here is what you are practicing is dependent on that kind of beings who have practiced it. Whichever beings have practiced it, you are on that path. It's not your own path. It is somebody who has. So you should find out. So she says there is one more important thing that you should do. When you begin to follow a sadhana, you should find out how many great beings have pursued that sadhana. The scriptures say that if you want to know the truth, you should follow the path of the great beings that pursued it. In the start, whoever began that. Do not try to create your own path, but walk on the path that has been trod by the great beings, and then you will reach your destination. Do not try to create your own apna manmani. Everywhere we take something from them. You, like, for example, this path, what we are talking, who did it? Brahmana, Nisarga. You see these people, these beings, or all the Gyanmargis who have done, who are completely free, the Avadutas, they all have these kind of tattvas. So you look at them, you'll come to know what is that. So you are actually following the path which was pursued by them, and they put it down. So here we are not modifying or creating anything else. It is, she says, for that familiarity, for that trust, and for the authenticity, you must find out who, whatever sadhana you're doing, who all pursued it, how many great beings have done it. So the more amount, and see, it will just reflect, that sadhana will reflect their state. So we are sitting here discussing about Ramana Tattva, then we are simply talking about the achievements of the Ramana, all the great rishis who did it from that end. Okay. And some things I just, because I found it good. And it's the same thought that we have been conveying all the time. Path should be open to everybody, and everybody should be able to follow. And there is no me, mine, there is no my path greater, that path greater, diversity is all gone. That is what this message also conveyed. Okay, so those who are there for tomorrow, we'll meet tomorrow for webinar, and tomorrow is going to be the last webinar of this month. Then we'll be busy in the retreat and things like that. By the time we come back, it will be end of November, and then some more days. And after that, in December, we will. In between, I don't know if we will keep some sessions, but it won't be a live. We won't do. I am getting messages already. We will not be doing it. Level 2 is completely, you have to be in house there, and you have to have a state of mind, because if you do it from your home, your office is not going to. It's not the idea. It's not a part-time stuff. Last time I had told only one condition, that your camera must be on, you should be in front of the camera, and you should be all the time there. Only on that condition we'll allow. But it didn't work. It will not work. Because if we are having a session at 6 o'clock in the morning, it simply means you have to be in front of the camera at 6 o'clock. And if it goes all till 12 o'clock, then you have to be there. And then whenever, even night or late evenings or something like that, you cannot. Because at home or place, you'll have hundreds of things to do. You'll have calls, you'll have to, it's very difficult. That is why we choose places where all these barriers are not there, where you are completely left with yourself. At least level 2 is all that. Level 1 maybe we made, but level 2, you need to be there. That's one reason why it cannot be done live. Otherwise, there are many people who want. Okay, so if you are interested in these kind of tattvas, you attend the sessions. There will be contemplative sessions. It's almost similar. And let us prepare ourselves, and let us invite grace. Let us pray for grace. Let us pray for our intellectual intellect to be awakened, so that we can get through all these obstacles of life very naturally. So with this, we'll end today's session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudechyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. May Arunachala bless us all. Stay blessed.